Welcome to Beyond the Headlines. I'm Cheryl Jennings. Today we're going to be talking about a growing issue that's happening in many households today, the stealing of music and movies by making illegal copies. It's called digital piracy, which includes illegal downloads and the sharing of digital files. Now, according to the Recording Industry Association of America, global theft of music recordings cost the U.S. economy $12.5 billion in lost revenues, more than 71,000 jobs, and $2 billion in wages to American workers. In 2005, the Motion Picture Association of America reported that more than $18 billion were lost because of illegal piracy. More than $11 billion of this is attributed to something called hard goods piracy, which includes bootlegging and illegal copying. Now, the victims here include the worldwide motion picture industry, distributors, theaters, video stores, even pay-per-view operators. Now, this past fall, UC Berkeley started an innovative campaign directed at its incoming freshmen called Learn Before You Burn. The university wants students to know if they download copyrighted music or files, there will be consequences. ABC 7's Leanne Melendez reported on this campaign in August.
More than 95% of incoming freshmen at UC Berkeley own a computer. This weekend, new students went through an orientation about the penalties of illegally downloading files.
They're actually cracking down on UC Berkeley students, and I was unaware of that information.
In the past, anyone caught illegally downloading files would be removed from the campus computer network for 24 hours.
So we've extended that to a week to provide the students an opportunity to get more education as to what's going on and warn them of the consequences, which include lawsuits from private industry.
The recording industry is heavily cracking down on illegal audio and video file sharing on college campuses across the nation.
If you share files illegally,
This is video produced by UC Berkeley. In it, there is a testimonial from a student caught sharing files illegally.
It is interesting that they have subpoenas and that you can actually be sued for it. I didn't know about that.
It's something that you wouldn't do.
No, not anymore. Not after that video.
Cal personnel also warn students here about other websites like Facebook and MySpace and how putting out too much information can be dangerous.
Anytime you're putting information about yourself out there in the public, you have no idea who's going to see it and how they're going to use it. So, hopefully we don't have a lot of incidents of stalking and that kinds of things, but it is a possibility.
I'm actually going to delete my MySpace anyway because I don't even use it anymore. So, yeah, I'm not really worried about that. And I really don't put out my information like that on the internet. I'm pretty smart when it comes to that.
At UC Berkeley, Leanne Melendez, ABC 7 News.
Well, joining us now is attorney Neil Smith. He is a partner at Shepard Mullen Law Firm in San Francisco. Neil, I want to thank you for being here today.
Pleased to do it.
This is not a new problem. This has been going on for a long time, right?
Well, it certainly has. It certainly has. People have been copying way back through eight-track tapes, cassettes. Now we're on the digital world,
right,
the internet.
We're all high-tech now.
That's correct.
Now, your specialty is intellectual property. So if you can help me out, what actually constitutes piracy and what is the definition of that?
Well, piracy is a term probably taken from the high seas dealing with piracy
right.
and stealing and that. Really, the legal term is copyright infringement or counterfeiting in that sense, but it basically means that parties are copying, duplicating copyrighted works identically, not attempting to create variations, but intending to copy and duplicate.
Okay, would that be for profit or for just,
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be for profit. You can be sued and enjoined for not making a profit, just for making the copies. That
just
is
for sharing it with
for
your
sharing
friends.
it.
Ooh, I don't think a lot of people really realize that.
Understandably.
How big is the problem?
Well, your statistics are in the billions of dollars. It's very hard to relate to that because it's so huge. But some of the statistics show that for every authorized movie that may be out there, there may be 10 or 20 or 300 copies that are unauthorized, depending on the time frame. And the same with music.
As we were preparing for this show, I saw this on the wire services about a man from the South Bay, 27-year-old man, who, according to the sheriff's office there, pirated, he had 50,000 digital video discs, some movies that are currently in theaters, such as Charlie Wilson's War. This This is a phenomenon. This is one guy.
Yeah, it's a huge problem. And when you see him on the streets, or you go to a flea market or whatever, you may see these being offered for sale. And, certainly a huge problem. And these are the hard goods when you think about the internet, where it's just made available for downloading, and there's no hardware, no software, no disk involved.
All right. Now somebody who is making these huge numbers of copies, that's just not for sharing with your friends, I'm assuming. And is the profit worth the risk for these guys?
Well, some say the risks are lower in counterfeiting than they are in dealing with drugs, and some say you don't get beat up as much as you may if you're involved in the drug trafficking. The reality is the risks are substantial. The penalties can be substantial for this, and you can go to jail for piracy and counterfeiting, certainly.
Okay, hold that thought, because I have a lot more questions for you, but we have to take a little bit of a break for just a couple of minutes. And now when we come back, we're going to learn more about how you can be punished if you do get caught. Stay with us.